Off the inning with a single. It's 3 straight innings with a leadoff knock. The pitch to Liam Hicks. That one drilled out to right. He got that one. Liam Hicks sends it into the Dodger bullpen. His second big league homer, and it's 2-1 Fish in the 5th.
Paez couldn't catch that one, Jack.
All right, it's one of my favorites. It's Liam Hicksy Hicks. He joins the Hot Stove Show now. Liam, we got to get something out of the way, man. Congratulations. You are now engaged. We have to start and begin here. How'd you do it? How'd you feel? And where are we at today?
Yeah, I mean, to start, I was nervous for sure. I was hitting earlier that day, and it was tough. It was tough to pay attention, tough to lock in. But yeah, so I'm down in Jupiter, so we went out to West Palm, told her that we were going to get drinks with the Simpsons, Josh and his wife, Katie. They're down here, and we'll hang out with them a lot. So told her we were meeting up with them on the beach. New Year's Eve also. Went down to the beach, and then luckily I had a really good photographer help me out. So she set up some roses, some white roses on the beach. Had some champagne, some glasses there. So it was great. Got it all on video. Got some really good pictures. So she said yes. Took some convincing, but yeah, it was all good. It went really well.
2 quick follow-ups from me on that. I have never been more nervous in my life for anything. And, you know, we've done some pretty nerve-wracking things. You've made a major league debut. You hit a first major league homer. What were you more nervous for? Proposing to the person you know maybe better than anybody in the world, or making your major league debut?
Definitely proposing. I mean, debut was more exciting. This was more nerve-wracking because, I mean, you want it to go perfect, you know? Debut, you know it's not going to be perfect, you know? You know you're probably going to get out. But this, I was like, I needed it, you know? It only happens once. So you got to hopefully there's plenty more baseball games to go, but I needed this one to go well. But it did. It went really well.
And then quick trivia for you. Can you name me the 4 C's when it comes to diamond shopping? I'm sure you got these, right?
Carrot, cut,
cost.
Sorry, too.
Cost. That's a good 5th C.
I'm gonna be 2 for 4, I think.
Cut.
I think it's cut, carrot, color, clarity, right? Those are the 4 C's. Does that sound right?
I'm gonna trust you. I think that's right. I'm 2 for 4 though. That's 500. I'll take it.
I think I banked that, but congratulations.
Well, congratulations to you and yours, Liam Hicks. Okay. You had what I thought was an awesome year, man. You came into this year as a Rule 5 pick from the Tigers. You come in with no AAA experience, and you are thrown into the fire. You make the MLB roster. You are in pinch hitting situations. You're catching. You're then moving to first base. How would you evaluate your 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You don't really know what going into it. I didn't know what my expectations were. Obviously, having not played in AAA, getting this opportunity to play in the big leagues. Overall, looking back at the end of the season, I was happy with how I did. I think if I really look at it, a lot of ups and downs. Started off kind of slow and then got really hot, and then finished kind of not how I wanted, but I think a lot of ups and downs, but overall, I'm going to say I think I got better every day, and I think I improved a ton from first day of spring training till the end of the season. So that's something I'm really happy with and really looking forward to showing next year kind of coming in.
What do you feel like you learned most about yourself as it pertains to being a professional and just doing this every day? Because there are bad days at the office in baseball more than any other sport. How do you feel like you grew as a person?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be tons of bad days. I think it's really the best teammates I've had are the guys that take their offers or whatever that day, and you're going to see them later that night in the clubhouse or whatever, and you can't tell that they went over, you know. I think those are the guys that I try and be like, you know. So I think that is something that I really learned this year, you know. Don't carry your offer into the next day. Flush it at the field. Try and be a good person off the field, you know. Go home to fiance now and try and make sure I'm not carrying those at bats or that bad day behind the plate back home. So I think that's huge. And then just knowing how long the season is, you know, there's going to be ups and downs. It's okay. So that's something I definitely learned.
What's been the vocal point from the organization to you for your off season?
Yeah, it was good. We had a meeting in I think October about kind of what to focus on, and I mean the main things were swing the bat harder and throw the ball harder. So swing faster, throw faster is pretty much the main takeaways, you know. So it's fun. It's been a really fun off season training that. You know, it's not like I needed to work on kind of swing decisions and chase and that stuff. It's more just like, hey, when that ball's in the zone, make sure we're putting a better swing on it, doing damage. So been really working on that.
So when you work on swing speed, are you just in the mirror swinging a baseball bat as hard as you possibly can, or is it weight training?
Yeah, a ton of weight room stuff. So obviously lifting is like the biggest thing the biggest component to bat speed is gonna be getting in the weight room and getting stronger. So that's fun to work on. I love working out. So I mean that was really good. And then also doing some weighted bat stuff as well. They kind of put together a really good program for me. Corbin, one of the new hitting coaches, has been super helpful with that. So him and I guess all the staff kind of put something together, and he's been in constant communication with me doing that. So I did that for about the first half of the off season, I'd say, first 2 months, kind of December until early January. Just really ripping that, and it was fun. It was really fun.
Liam Hicks with us now on the Marlins Hot Stove Show. So everyone comes into spring training best shape of their life. I want you to flex a little bit. Is the muscle up? Did you gain muscle? Did you lose body fat? What's kind of like? What are you coming into spring training with your chest out a little bit?
Yeah, I know that's kind of the cliche thing to say, but I mean, I feel like it's probably true for most people. I'd say this year I'm probably like 10 pounds heavier than where I was last year in spring training. So I'm really happy with that because that was kind of an eye opener to me. Kind of half early on in the season in May, we kind of had a sit down meeting with the staff, kind of about my role and kind of how things were going to go. And like that was one of the main things is, hey, you need to get stronger if you're going to stick around here. So I really kind of took that to heart, kind of started working out a lot more during the season. But that's also hard because you know you're playing a lot. I ended up playing more than I think we had thought when we first had that meeting. But that was something I wanted to work on. So it's good now to kind of have a full off season to realize this is the weight I want to be playing at. This is how I should feel, and then have a little more time this whole off season to kind of get to where I was trying to get to all season.
Take me into the Hicksy nutrition plan. Are you on the ground beef and egg diet right now?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I get some ham and spinach and 4 eggs in the morning, some sourdough, and then for lunch, yeah, half a pound of ground beef and rice. And then luckily, Kirsten's been really good with cooking this off season, so she's been kind of taking over in the kitchen for dinner. You know, I mean, I could probably eat ground beef and rice for every meal and be
Me
fine with it,
too.
but she doesn't seem to think that's acceptable. So
No,
she's been she's been able to make some other things. It's been good.
th- that's what a lot of people call boy dinner, is just ground beef and rice. But
Yeah.
I am curious. This is something that you've really prided yourself on, is the defensive growth, and you had someone that you were so darn close with last year in Joe Singley, and Joe is now with the Orioles organization. How do you feel like you've kind of progressed this offseason without Joe being at the complex in Jupiter with you every day?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing what we kind of did all off season. I think that was a big opener as well. You know, getting to camp last year really early and putting in work every single day to kind of get better as the season went on. So I hadn't done that in the past, you know, in the past, kind of like just a couple times a week, few times a week during the off season with the catching. So now I'm kind of really, that was an eye opener last year. Now it's every day. We're getting work in every day. So this off season's been just like that. It's been constant every day, trying to get better. And they've got I know they hired Driver, who's been in a lot of communication with me. We've talked a ton. Max Garrett as well. Send them video of a ton of work I've been doing. But luckily, I've got some really good resources here. There's a ton of catchers down here that I'm working with, ton of guys to catch bullpens for, a lot of Marlins guys as well. And Joe actually came down here. Um, he's here this week, so we're getting a little bit of work in behind enemy lines, I guess. I'm stealing I don't
Hicksy, are
know.
you going to play any first this year or no, or primarily catcher?
I'm definitely working on first as well this off season. They kind of just told me it's something good to have in your tool belt. I got better as the season went on, got a lot more comfortable. So I want to be able to, if I have to play there in spring or whatever, it's not gonna be foreign to me. I'm gonna be ready and definitely just available for whatever the need is.
So we just got Owen Casey, what is probably, if not just got probably a month ago. You've been working out with him. What can you tell us about Owen?
Yeah, he's a beast. I mean, you guys probably already know it, but he hits the ball hard. Uh, but he's a specimen. I mean, he's a tall guy, really good hitter, got a good attitude as well. He's a competitor. But we've been hitting together almost every day now since the trade. Really, we kind of we had met earlier in the off season. Obviously, he's Canadian, but I didn't grow up playing with him or anything. He's a couple years younger. But ever since the trade, he's like, I want to hit with you. So we've been hitting together every day here, and it's been awesome. Obviously, both left-handed hitters, so working on a ton of things. I mean, he could use some swing decision stuff from me, and I could use some tips on hitting homers from him. So it's honestly a really good match.
I was going to say, because like you guys are very different left-handed hitters, right? I mean, when you look at exit velocities, he will beat you respectfully. But when you look at things like zone contact and chase, you're going to beat him. Dive into the intricacies a little bit for us. What does that look like? Like you teaching him something about plate discipline or him teaching you something about hitting the ball really hard?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's obviously tough because our bodies move differently too. But it's really good kind of having a guy to talk to like that. I mean, he's got a really good head on his shoulders when it comes to hitting. So, like, just for example, today we're hitting a really tough breaking ball, and he's kind of giving me some advice of like where I'm missing. I'm missing up and over it. Just think about getting in your legs a little bit more and missing under. And that's just something simple. But it's good to have a guy like that to train with because he's gonna see those misses and he's caring more about you. He wants me to help the team win. I want him to help the team win. So it's really good to train with him.
To Jack's point, 43 walks, 56 Ks, and 332 at bats. I do want to get to some fan questions too. I'll ask one here. Jack will pick it up, and then we'll get to some fan questions. But those 43 walks to 56 strikeouts, that was a big thing about you, man. It was the exceptional plate discipline. Why were you confident that that was going to carry over from Double-A to the major leagues?
It's tough to say, but I just knew, even in spring training, I could kind of see like that's something I think I've always been good at, and I knew that as I get adjusted to the level, I take pride on putting the bat on the ball, not swinging at balls. So I think the game's similar. Obviously, guys have better stuff, but the more you see it, the more you can kind of get used to it, kind of learn where that pitch has to start for it to be a strike. And then it's just the training as well. You're going to train some really tough environments and tough stuff, and learn what pitches you can hit and what pitches you can't.
My last one before we get to fan questions. Are you taking shots of maple syrup between rounds? Are you practicing your baritone for O Canada? What does this WBC prep look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Obviously, Owen's playing as well. Super excited. I've never played for Team Canada. A lot of guys get the opportunity for the younger junior national teams, but I never did. So I'm really excited. Obviously, I was pumped when the Marlins kind of were encouraging to do it. Obviously, my main goal is to play for Miami and play in the big leagues this year, but they were super encouraging, thought it would be really good for my career. So that was really good to hear. And I'm really excited.
Is there anyone in particular that you're excited to chat with?
I mean, it's too bad that Freddie won't be on the team because obviously that would have been really good. Obviously, Clayton would have been, I think, excited for me if I got the opportunity to be around him. It'll be nice to see Quantrill again. That'll be fun. Hopefully, I get to catch him. But yeah, there's a ton of guys. I mean, the team's pretty stacked. So Russell Martin's one of the coaches on
That's awesome.
on the staff. So it'll be cool to chat with him. Kind of just obviously talk catching. I mean, he's got a ton of experience, tons of playoff experience as well. So that'll be really cool.
Real quick follow-up. Are you nervous for this, or is it just sheer excitement and it's going to be fun and you get to represent your country?
I think it's more excitement. I mean, obviously, we'll see. Maybe we'll get nervous once the games start, but I mean, from what I've heard, the atmosphere in Puerto Rico is going to be awesome. I can imagine it's going to be pretty crazy, but I'm pretty excited. I mean, there's a ton of guys. Like, it's going to be cool to meet all these guys. Canadian baseball is like a small network. Everyone knows everyone, like their names, but I haven't met a lot of these guys, so I'm really excited to play with them. And everyone says playing for your country feels different, so I'm excited to kind of see how that goes.
You ready for fan questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we got 2 here. I vetted them. I think these 2 are the best ones. Let's first start with Mike in Miami.
Hey, Mike from Miami here. Liam, what is the most difficult pitch to hit in baseball, and who was the toughest pitcher that you faced last year? Thank you.
Hicksy?
What you got?
Can you not hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Brutal fail.
Oh,
Mike
man.
from Miami asked you what the toughest pitch to hit is in baseball, and who was the toughest pitcher that you faced this year?
Toughest pitch to hit. Toughest pitch is probably like a really good splitter or like a really good changeup. I mean, I want to give away like a lot of secrets, but I don't want any pitchers just to listen to this and throw me all changeups next year. But obviously, if your changeup's looking exactly like your fastball out of your hand, like that's going to be tough for anyone. So that's obviously really tough, especially with how hard guys are throwing. You got to be geared up, ready for that fastball. Toughest pitcher to face. I mean, I'm pumped that Ferrer's out of our division. That was I know I probably wasn't getting matched up with him that often. But that was a tough sinker. And then also this year, I mean, when Bieber came back, that first outing against us, his stuff was just different that day. I mean, it was tough to pick up differentiate those pitches out of his hand. I mean, I don't swing at pitches in the dirt that often, but like he got me on I think a slider down and in that was just, I thought it was a fastball until I swung and missed, walking back to the dugout.
I hope you can listen to this next one. Rick from Miami, and Liam, if you can't, just give me a shake of the head because we're on visual here, but I'll play the audio. I'm going to see if I just be quiet here. You can listen to this.
Yeah, this is Rick from Miami. I got a quick question for you. What are the benefits of not having to call balls and strikes for you personally when you're doing a game? All right, let me know. Thanks. Best of luck. Go Marlins. Flip the M.
Jack, go ahead.
That was really good. Rick from Miami, number one, finished his question with best of luck, go Marlins, let's flip the M. But he asked about the benefits of not having to call your own pitches over the course of a game. Obviously, you guys changed that for the final week and a half, 2 weeks of the regular season. Where do you feel like you benefited from that?
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes this year. I know obviously they're planning on doing that. I mean, I've always loved calling a game. I think that's something that's really cool to do. But it does take a lot off your plate. A new pitcher coming into a game. Obviously, you're still having those conversations with the staff because if he shakes, you got to know what he wants. But it does take some stuff off of your plate as far as, man on third, ball in the dirt, you want a nasty pitch. You're not worried about, all your focus is on receiving and blocking or throwing. You don't have to be processing as much. Because when you're calling a game, you got to think 2 pitches ahead. So, I'm calling this pitch, and then if that misses, we're going to set up to this. So, it'll be interesting how that goes. I mean, obviously, I know they had a ton of success in AAA. They won the championship. So, obviously, I think they're really excited with how it's been going in the minor leagues. And I mean, I think it went well with us in the big leagues as well. I mean, those last few weeks, we were playing really good baseball. So, it's going to be cool. It's going to be exciting.
All right, last one for you, Hicksy. Why should Marlins fans, or how should Marlins fans feel about going into 2026?
I think they should be excited. I mean, obviously, I think in the room last year, our expectation was to win. And I think outside of the room, outside of the clubhouse, we exceeded a lot of people's expectations for what this team was going to be. And I mean, I think it's still going to be a really hungry team. Like a lot of guys were were making their first in the big leagues last year, and I think now that they've kind of got a little taste of that, a little more confidence going into next year with kind of a full season under their belt, knowing what to expect, seeing pitchers for the second, third, how many times. I think the team's in a really good spot. Obviously, a lot of really really good people in the organization as well. So it's a good group to pull for. So I think the future's bright with Miami.
And it's going to look like a completely different division as well. There have been a ton of movement between the Mets and the Phillies and the Nationals as well. So should be an exciting year. Hicksy, thank you so much for the time, man. We always appreciate it. We can't wait to see you in a couple weeks, dude.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Go have your eggs and spinach, brother.
Get some spinach and some ground beef and some rice. We're going to break here on the other side. Love it or leave it. I got a story that you just cannot miss. You will not believe who I sat next to on the plane. That's coming up next. Opening day is right around the corner, and we want you to join us at Lone Depot Park on Friday, March 27th. It's going to be a 7:10 first pitch. It's the Marlins. It's the Rockies. 79 wins last year. Marlins are going to break out here in 2026. This squad is going to be led by Sandy Alcantara, Kyle Stowers, Yuri Perez. Hey, if you're lucky, you might see Sandy and Yuri on the same weekend, on opening weekend, and the rest of your fighting fish. Also, stick around after the win. I'm saying it's going to be a win, opening day win, for an electric post-game fireworks show. Secure your tickets today at marlins.com/opening day.
Hey, Fish fans, if you're like me, you are absolutely giddy for opening day and for the Marlins to be back in action. Our first taste of the Fish being back in action, that comes on Saturday, February 7th, well before opening day at 4 o'clock with Marlins Fan Fest. It's presented by ADT. Come meet your favorite players, walk our beautiful ballpark, play interactive games, and end the night with an amazing fireworks display. You might even have time to stop by the Blue Moon Brew Hall and catch the Marlins Radio live show. Highly recommend you do. Claim your free ticket at marlins.com/fanfest, and we'll see you there.